5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It's time to count down reality TV's most talked about moments with Amanda Bella. Hey Bellas, welcome back to another episode of Bella Talks TV. It's Amanda Bella here, and Candy, of course, my loving angel who just celebrated her 5th birthday. So we're here together hanging out. We're at our Airbnb in Pasadena. My husband is here because his partner for work lives out here. And so we got an Airbnb and we're going to be out here for a while. Of course, the day I arrived, basically, there is flooding and torrential downpour going on. But of course, I'm used to the weather and travel plans getting messed up and basically going with the flow. Like, I'm a pro at going with the flow. So we did our best to just get in, get settled, get our rental car. We were supposed to go to SUR for Valentine's Day, Husband of the Year award. And he kind of like knows some of the main players. And out in Vegas, I've gotten him to go to a couple of Lisa's restaurants out there. So we've done, a couple of things. Actually, he was with me this is how long ago this was. One of the very first times I think we were ever in Vegas together, which, if you don't know, if you're new here, we got married there. So we're about to have our 2-year anniversary coming up. Anyways, one of the first times I was in Vegas with him, he was like, okay, where do you want to go? What do you want to do? And I'm like, I have to go this is when Lisa just opened the first place in Caesar's Palace, the Vanderpump Garden. And so I'm like, can we please make a reservation and go there? So we go there and we're kind of like early bird people. We love late afternoon, early evening, like day, like from 3:30 to 7:30. That's great. Those are our prime hours. Anyways, we get to Vanderpump Garden like right when it opens. And we get inside, and I can't remember if they were already in there seated when we got there or if they came in after we were sitting there. But Lala and Rand came there. We saw Lala and Rand at Vanderpump Garden. This was forever ago. And my husband plays a lot of poker too. He's played with like Steve Aoki and, other large names like that. But he says he's definitely played with Randall before. I believe it. I showed him a picture. I'm like, have you played with this guy? He's like, yeah. So anyways, we're in LA, which is crazy. We're not really like West Coast people. It's really no shade. It's just if we're going to come all the way out here, we usually just go to Vegas. But we had to come here again for work. And, our Airbnb is so cute here. He was actually just texting me to say, I have lots of time to record, so I don't have to rush. I wanted to record this episode like so many different ways. So my plan was to get to LA and to hit up all of my favorite West Coast podcasters and collaborate while I'm here until like March 3rd, 4th, or 5th, something like that, we leave. So that was my whole plan. But of course, I've been doing really good, you guys, working up the courage to reach out to certain people to collaborate, just to speak with, having conversations with different content creators, like basically just trying to continue to establish myself like in this Bravo content creator sphere the best way that I can, Candy. And so I'm happy that I've been able to get as far as I've been able to, and I don't even want to talk negatively about my following or anything like that. It's not about that. I'm very grateful for everybody who gives me like the time of day and interacts with my content and shares it, etc. But the problem is that I don't know how to describe it. Like, it's just imposter syndrome at the best. Like, I look at the numbers on all these other people and I'm like, holy moly, like I would kill to be there. And it's like, how do I find these people? Like, we obviously, if they're following their account, if people are following their accounts, they should be following mine because it's basically the same content. But it's like, is mine just too pink, too sparkly, not for everybody? I mean, I just read an article by Brian Moylan, who, if you guys don't know, he is an entertainment writer. Okay, good, she laid down. He's an entertainment writer for Vulture and other stuff. And he also wrote that book, Not All Diamonds in Rosé, which was that like Bravo. I've had that on my audiobook list for forever to listen to. So maybe I should try to do that while I'm out here. But he wrote that book and he said that was not authorized. It was basically like the non-authorized Real Housewives official book and Bravo was not happy. All the interviews that he did and stuff, like he tried to play ball with them and keep them in the loop of things that he was going to be writing about, but like they were not happy with him. And still to this day, he was like, whatever, you have to do what you have to do for your career. Like you can't be afraid of what Bravo's going to think unless you're actually hired from them and they're employing you, that's a different story. But I don't know, I guess everyone has different goals. Now, me specifically, I just know that I'm not ever gonna, I don't know. I want to be respectful of the Bravo producers, of the Bravo PR people, of the Bravo social media team, all of these people that I've known. I've been able to go to Andy's clubhouse. I've been able to do these things. And I have nothing but love and respect for this team. So when I give my opinions and I'm like, Bravo doesn't own me. I mean, it is true. I want to not be thinking like, okay, I need to be kissing Bravo's ass all the time and not be my authentic self on here. And I also, though, want to be respectful and be recognized by them and by other people in this community as somebody who's in the know of what's going on. So yeah, anyways, that's kind of just my little like soapbox spiel about breaking through as a creator in this space and trying to be authentic to myself while also not being disrespectful to other people's creative processes and their casting and their storyline choices and just the Bravo celebrities' overall personalities and personal life choices. So yeah, that's why I'm going to do a little solo Bravo breakdown episode with you guys today because I want to talk more about this Brian Moylan article. So hard to say his name. And so again, it was written on Vulture. And he goes on to mostly, like Kyle Cook is kind of the center through piece of the whole article, going through Loverboy's beginning, its roots, and how it would kind of came to be, along with how much Amanda Batula was really involved in it and what she is now going to be able to be the percentage owner of going forward with Loverboy, because I'm happy to see that it's doing better than we thought. So, I was the first one to be out here being like, okay, everyone, it was either two sides of the same coin. People were saying, oh, Amanda doesn't have a prenup and she struck so big with Loverboy and now she's going to walk away with half. And then the other side was that Loverboy was in major debt and that Amanda was actually going to be on hook for the debt because they didn't have a prenup. So they both were basically debunked, and I'm happy about it. I'm happy to hear the results of these questions that we've been having and just to feel better about them. Like, I've gone back and forth. Kyle's been seen wearing his ring a lot, including that sailing yacht party that happened on the Super Bowl. What a freaking cool party to be invited to. And like, I was also talking about in I have a group, shout out to my Bravo Babes supporting Bravo Babes support group, basically, because I do see other people getting PR boxes, getting special invites to PR events. And it's like, I am in New York City. Like, I want to be going to these high profile Bravo, not just Bravo events too. Like, I really have tried to establish myself as a more of a reality TV of all different, but Bravo is very NYC centric, of course. And there's just so many events that go on. I would love to be more involved. I'm manifesting big dreams again still through 2026 for this podcast and for my brand. Okay, so Brian Moylan's talking a lot about this, and the big debate in the Summer House episode 2 is that Kyle goes on to reveal that Amanda's been smoking weed every day. And she's got a very messy apartment, and it's more about like piles. Like, she's living in a place of piles of things everywhere, and it's not necessarily like dirt and food and stuff, but she's smoking weed in the house. And if you're somebody who does not smoke weed, now my husband has never smoked weed in his entire life, and to me, I think that that's insane. But I do understand like why he hasn't, and I have to respect it. And we are married; we've been together for 7 years. Like, and it's not like I'm inside smoking joints every night. But he knows that every once in a while he'll want to take a gummy, or if I'm in the right time in the right place or whatever, it's not like I have to live in some space, but I would never do it in our home. I would never do it, stuff like that. It's like just having that respect of your partner. Now, I understand Amanda and Kyle are not in a place of respecting each other's space, but I'm going to try to just play devil's advocate for the Kyle of it all for just 1 minute. I know I'm like, I need to have the tiny violin that just starts to play here, because whenever I start to like defend the Bravo men, but just let me try to give some perspective here. So I think that when Kyle and Amanda got together, I'm sure it doesn't actually surprise me that maybe they have not, what's the word I'm trying to say? Like, they haven't found their gender roles, and I don't even want to make it sound like that, but they haven't found their like natural marriage, like, I'm taking care of this, you're taking care of this. Like, they haven't ironed it out. And again, I really hate to blame everything on Paige because I think that, people are probably so sick of it. But I do have to wonder, like when Amanda talks about how she lets the rest of the people kind of get in her head about what she's thinking about her relationships with Kyle and just where they are struggling and her contributions to where they're going wrong, as well as what he's doing to make her, they're just on a hamster wheel, I believe. Neither of them are acting like, they're both acting unhappy and behaving in ways of trying to avoid the inevitable breakup of their marriage. So I understand they're in the avoidance stage of their divorce, but now that they have announced it, they've turned over a new leaf. I mean, again, getting back to the fact that Kyle was wearing his wedding ring still, and that he was at the Super Bowl party. He was wearing it there, and people are speculating, like, what is going on there? Like, is he just actively trying to get Amanda back, or are we going to find out in the city filming? Like, is it going to be at the episode? I don't know. Actually, let's talk about this for a second. Let's break it down. At BravoCon, they said that they had just moved out the week before BravoCon, and that filming ended the day before BravoCon, and that was the second week in November. And it's now Tuesday, February 17th. So somewhere in there, they've had all of these months. What is that? November, December, January, February. That's 4 months basically since BravoCon, almost to the day actually. So in the last 12 weeks, we've seen them giving each other speeches. We've seen Kyle basically telling in public places that, he loves Amanda. Then she was on Watch What Happens Live, and she said basically there is a chance that they could end up back together. Like she was directly asked that, I believe, by one of the audience members. And I know that they give them those questions. So yeah, it's a little tease since I've been a virtual caller before. Like you don't get to ask any random question that you want to ask. They give you a question to ask. So when they're having the audience member ask Amanda if her and Kyle are saving space to get back together. And she replies yes, or she says not no, basically. But then she also goes on to say that there's more of a chance that she would move on and find love again. Is that just a hypothetical answer? Is she going to be dating? We know that she's living alone. And I broke down all on one of my last episodes, the episode with Dana, the Bravo investigator. Go back and listen. We broke down that Sirius XM town hall that they had with the Summer House cast. And Amanda told that story about getting high at her apartment and calling Kyle because I think she was freaking out that A, she was probably going to get in trouble. B, what if they called the cops or something? I mean, I don't even know if that's illegal because weed is it's legal in New York recreationally. So she, I think, can just be, unless she's living in a building where they specifically ban it, maybe she would get like evicted from her building or something. The smoke alarms were going off. She called Kyle. Like, it sounds like Amanda, I mean, if she's smoking like joints inside of a luxury apartment building, that is kind of crazy to me. I mean, I hate to pass judgment on people, but that is a little crazy to me. Like, why wouldn't you just go outside and take your dogs out for a walk and like then partake? So then you're not doing it to bother your husband. And also, I don't think it's good for your dogs probably, right? Too, to be inside. I mean, no judgment, I guess. I'm just trying to say, like, I don't understand some of the choices Amanda's making. The second choice is that it's very clear she's part of Loverboy, right? She's been a big piece of this. She's been doing all of this marketing. Now, I read in this Brian Moylan article that there are 30 full-time employees at Loverboy. So it's not like it's like Amanda like breaking her back over the kitchen table anymore with Kyle. Like, I think that she has a very limited role and that he asks her to do specifically the graphic design for when they have a new flavor come out, when they have certain things. Like, she's not doing these day-to-day like grueling operations. It seems like she kind of taps in to do her expertise and gets to be involved in as much as she wants to be involved in. And Kyle is really he is the donkey carrying Loverboy up the side of the mountain every day. Like, he is the one that has gotten all of the funding. So I found this very interesting in the article. They write that Kyle Cook had an initial investor from somebody named Spencer Slane, who is Elise Slane from the Real Housewives of New York City. Remember Elise that would pop in and kind of was Ramona's friend? She had like the dark hair. She actually has like Ramona's accent. If you close your eyes, she kind of sounds like Ramona. Anyways, Elise, I think she was a one-season wonder. And I remember everyone really not liking her that much. But anyways, her family must be very well-to-do because Her son is some kind of hedge fund investment angel investor, and he invested in Loverboy. And he participated in this article where he said that he was so happy that he invested in Loverboy. He saw his investment come back within like the first year, I think he said, which a lot of people know that that's not usually how investments work. It's not like, hey, give us this money and in 12 months you'll have it back. It usually takes longer than that. So he basically said Kyle went above and beyond to make sure his investors got paid back very quickly with Loverboy. And then I didn't know that they went on to make $50 million in 2022 or something in sales. So, after all the takeaway and everything, but I understand too, like, okay, so this starts to go down. And also around the time that the Spritz Society with Craig was going on, this war that was going on last year, I'm getting fired up just thinking about it. I went hard in the paint for Kyle and Loverboy. Like, Kyle has built Loverboy from the ground up. He has worked so hard to get the investors, get the funding, create all of the distribution, figure out how they were going to get the bottles and get it put into stores. Carl actually was a big integral part. Carl actually did more for Loverboy than Amanda did. Yes, we understand Amanda did the merch and she does the graphic design and stuff, but it's not like she's been changing it up. It's been pretty much the same since then. Like I said, she gets tapped in for new things, new launches. I'm not saying that she's not valuable, but it's just delusional to think that she's part of the Loverboy business side of things and that she would have any idea how to run that company without Kyle. So they are a team along with the other 29 employees or 30 employees or whatever that are full-time there. Hats off to Loverboy. Okay, 50 million in that 1 year. And then I'm not sure what they're doing now, but it sounds like I didn't even honestly finish the article, to be honest. I really wanted to just start recording and it's quite long. So going through the article just a little bit more, they kind of talk about Melissa Gorga's sprinkle cookies. They go on to talk about even just Skinny Girl and kind of how Kyle was very inspired by Bethany and how he knew right away that his platform season 1, he was going to be using that to showcase. That's why it was very important to him to show how hard they work in the city during the week, but then party hard on the weekends. And it was like that duality. So I just fight hard for the Loverboy and the Kyle of it all. I'm glad I read that article. I'm feeling better about where they all stand today and the future of the company. And it sounds like it still is going hard. I support Kyle DJing, not because I think that it was a good idea. I think that he saw the writing on the wall for him and Amanda. And he was like, you know what? This is a big opportunity. And you have to strike while the iron is hot in business. If he waited a year or two to figure out things with Amanda and then go try to DJ, it just wouldn't make sense. He had to really do it at the time that he did. He got in kind of at the ground up of this Bravo DJ wave, and he's gonna ride this out. He's not gonna stop right now. He's probably gonna just I think that him and Amanda have just accepted, okay, if we're meant to be, we will come back together, but like, let's move out. Let's live in separate places. Amanda can just go smoke weed and be dirty on her own. I mean, the fact that Kyle asked Amanda's mom to come help clean, and then they did, and then they just put everything in the back bedroom. Imagine, I just have to say, and I know people hate when I play this game, but imagine the roles were reversed, okay? And Amanda is coming home after working her ass off all day. And Kyle's got piles of shit everywhere. Kyle hasn't been able to pick up the same pile of clothes and sweatshirts that have been on top of the dining room table for 6 months. Like, I understand mental health and depression not being able to do these things, but like Kyle said, he wasn't even expecting Amanda to do this. He was expecting Amanda to just make it to the point where he could get the cleaning lady to come. And I know what this is like, you guys. I used to work as an office manager, like kind of an executive assistant for doctors. And when we would have cleaning ladies come, you guys know, if you've ever seen a doctor's desk, it's covered in shit and like they can't come clean it. So I would have these constant fights. Now, when I met my husband, he had been living in Costa Rica for 8 years. And down there, it's very, very common for them to have a cleaning lady or a live-in maid, somebody cooking, cleaning, doing things for them 24/7. When he met me, he was like, listen, I don't expect you to do those things. I'm not doing it. I'm not cooking and I'm not cleaning because I'm running a business. My husband is very much like Kyle Cook. Like, business comes first. Being an entrepreneur is a way of life. It is an obsession. Being a workaholic is not even close to describing what it is. It is like you cannot shut it off. So I just have a lot of respect for Kyle. And I really and the least I can do as my husband's wife, because I chose to marry him, no one forced me, and I agreed to who he was before I engaged in this marriage, is the fact the least that he can do is ask me to clean up. We don't have kids. I'm like Amanda and Kyle. We are a dog family. We have a dog. The least I can do is walk the dogs, take care of them, make sure the fridge is stocked, clean up, handle opening the mail, handle cleaning up our apartment. It's really not crazy, you guys. And if I choose to partake in doing anything like Amanda is choosing to do, I never do it in our home or like disrespect him like that, because that to me is just the icing on top. That's the cherry on top of the sundae of the Kyle Cook, Bronwyn, Amanda Batula Sunday, is the fact that she's like also not doing what he's requesting, not making it possible for him to like have a clean space so that he can wake up and then go provide for his family. All right, I got to get off this Kyle Cook soapbox. But when I saw that one creator release that TikTok that was like, Amanda's mom's not going to come clean Kyle's apartment, and Amanda's not going to clean Kyle's apartment. Else can clean Amanda's apartment? Kyle, please. If that girl's in a successful marriage, I'm sorry, I would be very shocked. Like, that's just not how it works. That is so blatantly, like, if the roles were reversed and Kyle was acting the way that Amanda is, the Bravo fans would be like, dump this loser. He's just sitting around smoking weed. The least he can do is clean up when Amanda's out making money and running the business. Like, please, please. Okay, so let's take a break here. And then I want to come back. And we have to talk about my trip to SUR the other day. Okay, guys, welcome back. I just sometimes cannot believe that I'm sitting in a random Airbnb in Pasadena. Like, we go on all these crazy adventures together, and I am grateful. But I have said this before and I'll say it again. Girls, be careful when you manifest wanting to marry somebody who likes to travel, because me, you just might never be home. So, anyways, okay, let me talk about SUR, because I am very grateful to be out here now. This was my first time going to SUR. I can't believe I'm saying that. Like, I feel like I've lived there. I feel like I've been there spiritually, mentally for many years. But I really, really enjoyed my first visit there. So I really hope you guys are watching the new season. And if you're not, I mean, I hope you'll still enjoy these stories. But to me, this could not have gone better. Now, of course, I'm regretting a little bit. Like, I wish I would have been able to go to SUR back when the original cast was working there. But like, it's just different now. Like, the fandom wasn't the same. So I don't know what I think about really being basically one of the only people I know watching the reboot and being as passionate about it as I have been. But I really, really enjoyed going. So, okay, as you guys may or may not have known if you follow me online at Bella Talks TV, have been saying, okay, at Valentine's Day, I'm going to SUR, and my husband was going to be coming with me, and that it was going to be my first time going, and yada, yada, yada. So I had zero expectations when I was going there. In my head, I'm thinking like, okay, I know that they're not filming right now because Vanderpump Rules has always filmed over the summer, famously, especially during Pride. And Reboot is no different. Our filming the episode airing tonight actually is going to be, oh wait, I keep forgetting that it's the time change and it's 4:30 here, and that means it's 7:30 back in New York. So in a half an hour, I have to be ready to watch my Bravo shows. So funny. Anyways, the episode tonight, they're at Gay Pride. Like I just said, they're always filming during that time. And right now it's February. It's not Gay Pride time. It's not June. So I am curious to see how the rest of the season's going to go. There are 2 more episodes. When I'm in the back of my head, I'm telling my husband, like, I'm not trying to get my hopes up. Like, let's just take an Uber down there and we can. It was also the weather, as I mentioned, has been insane here and been truly like, I'm afraid that we're going to get swept away in like a mudslide or something. Like, we are right next to a mountain of some sorts. Of course, I'm not from the West Coast, so I don't know exactly where I am. I've been using my Apple Maps though. Like, I looked up where Kyle's house was. I looked up where Villa Rosa is. I looked up where all of these other landmarks are, like the Hollywood Forever Cemetery where Stassi got engaged. I wanted to go by Jax's Studio City where it used to be, even though that got closed. So I'm so excited that I finally got to go to SUR. And when we pull up out of the Uber and I get out, I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm on Robertson. Like, this is so crazy. I've never been down in that part of LA. The only time I've been to really LA before is when I came here with my husband once. He had to do like a day trip here. So I came for literally one day with him. And we only went to like Century City and then the Hollywood Walk of Fame. And then we had to go home. So it was a very short day. So this is my second time coming back out to LA. Now, I've been to Orange County. Like, our Airbnb is like on the street here. It's kind of scary sometimes. Um, now I'm kidding. Now that really scared me. I'm like trying to remember where I was. was talking about. Okay, yeah, I was looking up just for all of these different landmarks that are out here, even where Tom and Erica's house is. Remember when Tom was like, it's snowing in Pasadena? Like, that's where I am right now. Remember when she's like, yeah, and the car rolled, but my husband, or the car rolled 5 times and Tom broke his. Gosh, remember when PK was making the joke about Tom and they're like, remember he had to have ankle surgery or like head surgery and they chose to like do ankle surgery and he was like, yeah. And Doree and Kyle and Mauricio were all laughing. Oh, I've had enough of Mauricio, you guys, too. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I will be going to see DJ Momentum, like, I have to. I wanna see every possible DJ, Bravo DJing that I can. Now that I've seen Dorinda, Meredith Marks, did I see DJ Maddie Reese or did I just, like, make that up in my head? I feel like I did see her. And Erica Jane is now DJing, so she's DJing some, type of festival in the UK, I think. I really wanna see her. So, yeah, anyways, I'm always trying to support, but the fact that Mo is trying to be a DJ now, he's like, "Yeah, I've got extra time on my hands." Kyle is so pissed. I cannot get over I'm still thinking about how I cannot believe this season they're really highlighting how much her and Mo are not getting along, and I'm really glad that she admitted that, at least in the after show, that she was like, "No, no, no, like, me and Mo are not getting back together." They need to file. I wonder if she's being controlled financially or something, or like, what is going on? I really have to wonder because we know Kathy has money because we have the agency. Like, I wonder what the agency's thing is. Like, with this Brian Moylan article, I don't think he got into the agency at all. But they did kind of talk about the Bethany clause and stuff and just different products and things that people launch on Bravo. And I mean, it is crazy being out here, especially even seeing Vanderpump, like all of it. So yeah, we'll go back to SUR in a second. But one thing I found interesting when I'm looking at the map is just like the layout of things. So when I finally understood yesterday when I got out of the Uber and saw SUR, I'm like, okay, now I kind of like have my bearings. I can kind of picture where Tom and Tom pulled up in their little sidecar motorcycle. And then I didn't really know where the Abbey was, and now I understand, like, you leave SUR, say you're walking out of SUR onto the road, and imagine, like, as you walk out, that's where the motorcycle would be on the street. You take a right, you walk a couple steps down, something about her is right there. It's on the other side, basically, of Pump, which is attached no, not a Pump, of SUR. It's, like, right outside of there, so I didn't know how close it was, so I didn't get to eat there. There's about room for 8 to 10 people to eat in there, and there were 8, 9, or 10 people eating in there, so we didn't stop in there. But then as you walk on from there, you come up on the Abbey, and now it makes sense too, of course, like, all of them were just hanging out on that street all the time, up and down in that area. Pump now is there, and then as you go up and around the corner it basically goes I'm gonna have to insert a map here. So it's like SUR, then you go up a little bit, the Abbey, then you go up a little bit. Oh, no, it goes SUR, something about her, the Abbey, TomTom. Okay, so that is the official walk up the street. So we started at SUR, and when I walked up, Audrey was working there as the hostess. And I immediately started freaking out, you guys, because I saw a really cute older couple, probably like my parents' age, taking a picture by Lisa's pink SUR car out front. And I didn't really think anything of it. I'm just like, oh, look at this cute little couple. They're going to SUR too for brunch. And because again, we didn't go for Valentine's Day night because I missed the reservation. Don't know if I told you guys that because we had like way too much going on here that night. And I was really exhausted from the time change. So we were like, let's just do brunch tomorrow. So I regret what I ordered also. I really fucked up my order, but that's okay. I think I was just overwhelmed and like so excited. I barely had an appetite when I was there. And I just wanted to like try to have enough drinks to try to take pictures there, which I was somewhat successful. But when I walk up and I see Audrey standing behind the hostess booth, I just immediately was like, I clicked into like, okay, Amanda Bella mode, like say hi, tell her you're a fan. Like, don't be shy. Don't be like too cool. Like, they probably live, laugh, love for it. And she was so sweet. She was immediately like, okay, let me go sit you in the back. Like, so then as we start to go to our table, and I'm explaining to her, like, I love her. I stan her. She's the queen. I love that she's working. I'm freaking out. I'm fangirling. We walk past the bar, and it's the main bar in SUR too. So you walk in, and it's the hostess booth, the patio to the left where Kristen said, suck a dick. Then it's the main bar. There's the pink room over to the right, which is where like Lisa hangs out, I think, when she's there. Venus is working behind the bar, and there's like a couple of cute little, like 2, 3, 4 random people sitting at the bar, kind of hanging out. Venus is like shining glasses back there. And then she keeps walking us to the back. We kind of go down this little hallway. We pass like that little like booth where it's the purple wall where they used to shoot a lot of scenes for them there. And it's right across from the bathroom, actually, which is funny. And then we kept walking towards the back, and then we go into like a big back room in SUR. And then we go around the corner, and then Audrey sits us at like a random table. And then Kim's our server. And I started freaking out, you guys. I'm like, oh my God, Kim, like I've already got to see 3 now of the reboot cast members. So it was such worth the trip for me. I really loved it. Now the food, everybody warned me and I didn't listen. And I kind of went rogue. Like I said, I was like in SUR psychosis for the moment. Like I couldn't believe I was sitting there, and I was just really focused on taking it all in and ordering a couple of drinks. And so we got goat cheese balls. Me and my husband each got an order of 4 for ourselves. So we had goat cheese balls. We ordered a burger, and then I got some eggs and potatoes, which again, like I said, I really fucked up my order. I could have got so many things, but I like couldn't focus when I was there. It was really overwhelming and overstimulating. Now, I was so unfocused and overwhelmed, so much so that I didn't even go to the back alley. I fucked up so hard. I didn't even go to the back of the SUR alley. I have to go back. So I'm determined to go back actually and kind of do like a redo situation down there because I really need a photo of me like in the original alley. And everybody was so nice to me there. Like I know they would have let me go back there and take a picture. I really messed up. So we have Kim as our server. She's such a sweetie. The food, everything was pretty okay for the most part. We leave. Before we leave, Kim tells me that they really wanted them to just wear like going out outfits and not do like the full reunion gowns. And they really fought to do the reunion glam and have that like reunion moment, even though it's their first season reunion. And usually they only get to do like a watch what happens live situation. But Andy's doing a traditional SUR reunion for them in SUR. So I'm really looking forward to this reunion. If you guys have been watching the show, please just know that like I love each and every one of them. Even Angelica, who actually was working on the Valentine's night. So I would have saw her that night. And I'm so glad I went the next day. Like Audrey's my favorite cast member. So getting to chit chat with her, take a picture with her. I took a picture with Guillermo. I did not take a picture with Venus. Like that's my biggest regret again. Like he was behind the bar and I should have felt strong to walk up there and be like, even go like, hey, let's take a selfie from like me from in front of the bar or something. So again, I think I need to go back. But then we left there and we walked by something about her. Again, it was packed. And then so I have to go back there. And then we walked down to TomTom. We walked by the Abbey. So I got to see, the spot where everybody goes. And famously, of course, where Tom and Raquel were seen together by Allie. And then we went to TomTom, and I just was sitting there soaking it all in, like the Nicolene clocks behind the bar. And the bartender was really funny. I don't know what his name was, but we sat down and he was like, yeah, what can I get you guys or whatever? And I got like a big pinky. I don't know what my husband got or whatever, but he comes over and he's like, I'm going to give you guys free shots. Don't tell my boss. And I'm thinking like, is Max his boss? Like, you guys know Max. Is he talking about Schwartz? He's talking about Sandoval. Like I finally did ask him. I was like, Schwartz or Sandoval, you have to pick. And he was like, oh, definitely Schwartz. Schwartz is a good guy. He's like, he goes, Sandoval is a textbook narcissist. Now this is the bartender that's working there. I'm like, okay, spill the tea. He said, yeah, basically Schwartz is just a really good guy. And that Tom is just really hard, I think, to be around and deal with. So guess we weren't going to be seeing Tom there that day. I really was dying to see a sighting of them. What I did think was funny is that everybody that ate brunch at SUR, we then saw at TomTom after. Like it's a true bar crawl. Like everybody, I think, does that little corner. So I loved it. I freaking loved it. I thought it was a great experience. I have now been to Lisa's Vanderpump Garden in Caesar's Palace, Vanderpump à Paris in the Paris Hotel in Vegas. I've now been to the newer one called Pinky's and the Flamingo in Vegas. And now I've been to SUR and TomTom. And I've watched by something about her, but I gotta go get one of those sandwiches. Even though she's not involved in that. What if I see Ariana? We need to manifest that, you guys. Let's Amanda Francis manifest that right now. So yeah, you guys, I have a couple of guests out here that I am going to shoot my shot with. I'm not going to say their names on here just in case, maybe they say no or they don't want to be on the show or be mentioned or be associated with me in any way. So who knows? But I have a couple of people I'm going to reach out to. And we're going to see if I can do some really fun episodes out here. Like I said, I'm out here for a couple of weeks and I'm looking forward to kind of getting ramped up for the Golden Crappies, which is in 10 days. And I will be seeing a bunch of people there, podcasters that I know and potential Bravo celebrities. So yeah, I'm kind of freaking out. I need to go get like a really cute dress that I feel really, really confident in. And maybe I'll get like a blowout that day or something. I just really want to feel excited for that. And like ready to go in there. And I know Yana Firestone is going to be there. I'm going to put her information in the show notes. And she's just a rock star. She flew in from Australia. She does her show Pop Therapy. I really like collaborating and working with her. And she's in town also. So I would love to link up with her. And even if I don't get to, I know I'll see her at the Crappies. Yeah. So, I mean, I could keep going honestly forever, but I don't want to get too into too many things. I wanted to just mostly tell you guys about SUR, tell you guys about that Brian Moylan Vulture article, and also the Vanderpump Rules. It's not the season finale yet. Tonight, I believe we have 2 more episodes. This would be the penultimate episode. Next week will be the finale. Then they have the reunion. It will probably be 2 parts, 1 to 2 parts. And I would like to see. I mean, they're trying to show that like Jason, and so apparently, according to Kim, and I don't know if she's lying, but I don't think she is. She told me that she does not know if the show has been picked up for a season 2 yet. So I'm just so sick of the haters keeping this show down. Like, they better renew this. It makes me so happy. It brings me so much joy. I really love this show. If you guys are looking for other podcasts too that recap the Vanderpump reboot and the original show, Sexy Unique Podcast is the podcast to listen to. And so we have Summer House tonight. Now, again, I'm really trying to stay out of the weeds with the Amanda and Kyle stuff. It's really hard to watch. Kyle, as Carl said, is crumbling. Amanda's really putting salt in the wound. And I just, at this point, don't blame her, but I also am slightly judging all of them for the way that they're handling this. It's just really hard to watch. I can't believe that is the place that they ended up, but also it's exactly what I thought was going to happen. So I still feel bad though. I hate seeing Amanda not being happy. And even though I give her a hard time and I just want to see her like, that's okay. I think people forget that she's from Jersey. It is kind of like an East Coast. I believe she is Italian. One other thing that I want to say that I had forgotten, I just remembered, is that both Katie and Maloney, I compare her to Amanda Batula so much. And I think it's so weird that both of them did not change their names. They did not take the other one's names. Katie didn't take Tom's name. Amanda didn't take Kyle's name. And they both ended up divorced. And I'm just thinking, like, did they just know? Did they just get married for the show? Did they just say, fuck it, like, let's get married. We can always just get divorced later, even though they knew those weren't going to be their forever partners? I just don't know what to think sometimes. I really just don't know. So I'm really interested in seeing how Bailey and Carl are kind of like getting into each other this season. I'm not really like loving Sierra's attitude towards Kyle. I just feel like Paige really did her big one on Sierra and Amanda. And it's almost like they just were soulless before they got casted, and then they just got into the summer house, and then Paige projected her strong personality like onto them, and because they were just like empty people, they just adapted Paige's doctrine and the way that she thinks and speaks and vocabulary and behavior and mannerisms. I just feel like I'm watching Paige. Every time Kyle, Amanda, and Sierra are talking, I'm like, okay, you guys, they're brainwashed. They just drank so much of the Paige Kool-Aid, the Daphne Kool-Aid. I don't understand where some of them begin and end. I really don't. I really don't. So I don't know. I think that's like a good enough little just catch up with you guys. Of course, I could yap forever, but I think it's more important that I get to some of these guests that I really want to manifest while I'm out here. And I'm just really looking forward to seeing like what other little West Coast adventures I can explore and do. I'm going to go hike Runyon and see if I can find the honey that Michelle Lally's ex Aaron is selling. I want to go drive by Doree and PK's house. I want to go and see where Kyle Aileen 2 used to be in Beverly Hills by the Kitson, where Beverly Beach had their window. I want to go drive by Buca de Beppo and see if the Dorit room is still open. Like, I need to do all of the Bravo things while I'm out here. So if you have any other suggestions, let me know in the comments of what I should do while I'm out here. And if you have any other podcasters that you think I should really be like, wow, they would be great on my show, and etc., we could trade and collab and just see what we do, let me know. Because I'm always curious what you guys think, and I trust the Bellas with my life. So keep me posted. I'll let you go. Have a wonderful night. Enjoy these Bravo programs. And I'm going to be back to do my traditional top 5 countdown after I watch the rest of these Bravo episodes air this week, because we have the Valley Persian Style, Southern Charms still. We have Summer House tonight. We have the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, which I'm live, laugh, loving every single second. I'm so loving just Dorit and Rachel's relationship. I'm loving the fact that Kyle is going out to the Hamptons with them, and just I'm still happy to know that it's going to end up in like bloodshed and carnage for Kyle and Dorit. I'm not ready for them to make up yet, but I'm loving their little feud. And I'm just hoping that Rachel becomes like the new queen bee and Kyle eventually gets fizzled out and like just moves to Aspen. I would love her to start the Real Housewives of Aspen. Let's get that going. Did I just come up with that? All right, I got to go tell Andy. That's a good idea. All right, love you, Bellas. I'll come back and chat with you guys later. Ciao.